Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm your Pookie, and today I'm reciting a creepy Reddit story. My dad's garage. I was just a 12-year-old who lived alone with my father. My mother died long ago, and my dad always said it was in a car accident that I was too young to remember. Life with my dad was always somber, as most nights he drank himself to sleep. Days he didn't work were spent either smoking himself into oblivion, or he would go to his garage. I never knew what he was getting up to in there, and he never let me in. In fact, he told me to never go in the garage. He wasn't abusive, but playing catch, going out for ice cream, or even getting a hug and "I'm proud of you" was out of the question. Some days he would just look at me and start crying like I was some kind of ghost or memory he couldn't drink away. The time I spent at school felt better than home. I had friends and was always proud of my A+ honor roll. Dad would just look at my papers, give a half-assed smile, and say, "Attaboy," before going back to his stupor. I never knew much about my dad, but believed him to have some sort of hobby as a machinist. I would regularly see him taking metal components, tools, and wires into the garage. I would hear the sound of loud machines and hammers. And if I was ever caught snooping around the door to the garage, it would mean going to bed no supper. Things finally came to a crescendo on the night when my father was dying. His excessive drinking had driven him into liver cirrhosis. There was nobody around to mourn with me. I asked why he didn't go to the hospital, and he just said, "I've been waiting a long time for this day. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to be on your own from now on, and it's all my fault. I should have been a better father." He coughed up blood. "I should have taken you to ball games and ice cream. I should have bought you a new toy every time you brought home a passing test. Reach into my drawer." I opened the drawer of his nightstand and pulled out a key, the key to his garage. "I think you know what to do. I love you." Those were his final words as he drew his final breath. Before going to the basement, I cried over his body. Not sure if I was sad at losing him or the fact I was alone. After about 30 minutes of crying, I made it to the garage and held my breath as I unlocked the door and opened it. My theories were correct. My dad did, in fact, work with machines. The room was littered with animatronic bodies that looked almost exactly like me. I looked around the room trying to see past the horrific implications and look for an explanation. And in one of his filing drawers, I found a newspaper. "Young boy killed in car accident." That couldn't be right. It was my mother who died in a car accident. I thought this until I found another piece of paper. It was a goodbye note from my mother to my father, detailing that she couldn't live with the death of her son, and she was going to find him in heaven. I then found one last file. In it were my father's research notes about AI technology and biochemistry theories. I looked down at the grisly creations who wore my face. They were absolute nightmares. To behold, some had wires sticking out from empty eye sockets, limbs missing to expose circuitry. All I wanted to do was get out of that horrid garage, but then I saw another door. My heart sank when I opened the closet. There was another animatronic that looked like a woman, or more specifically, the woman in the pictures around my house, my mother. I didn't know if I was a machine or a man, but in that moment, I felt fear. My identity was a lie. My brethren laid here broken and discarded, and when I continued looking through my father's notes, looking for the part where he explains himself, I read one passage that sent a chill through my skin. The one problem with every other model was that they never grew up, no matter how old they got. It was 2 years, and I never changed in looks. If Dad hadn't died, was I going to end up just like them? The fear of seeing these horrid puppets turned into existential terror that ran through me. No wonder my father treated me the way he did. I was a fake. I didn't even deserve to exist. I had no place in this world. Eventually, I put my hand on my chest to feel my heart going 1,000,000 miles an hour. I had a beating heart, but was my mind one of machine? If so, then why was my world spinning? Why was I so confused, and what was I so scared of? I screamed as I smashed the machines, tore the notes, and broke the vials. I then stormed out and grabbed whatever liquor was left in my dad's cabinet, along with the charcoal he used to barbecue with. I took one last look at the corpse that used to be my cowardly father, and I set fire to the only home I ever had. I don't know what to do now, where to go, or who to trust. But out of everything I burned in that house, I saved one thing: schematics on how to build other models like me. Suffice to say, I won't be alone much longer and have no goodwill toward this world, this cold, terrifying world. So yeah, this it, guys. Let me know if you want more stories like this. Till then, sayonara.